But what hits me here is this verse 26. From there they sailed to Antioch, from which they had been commended to the grace of God for the work that they had accomplished. This, I called it completing your mission. They had now returned, having completed the mission that God had called them to. Happened a lot with Paul. He was sent out many times, returned. Paul accomplished a lot. At the end, he would testify before Caesar. He said at the end, well, we'll get there. You know what? This was a foreshadow. This was the first mission. It would be a foreshadow of Paul's entire life. See, it wasn't just that Paul was on a mission. He went on a mission. Paul's life was a mission. He had a purpose. He had a vision. He had a goal. He knew what he had to accomplish. He focused on that goal. He turned aside from what distracted him, what would go against that goal, from what he would not accomplish, what would keep him from it. Paul did all things in view of his calling and his goal in God, and used everything to accomplish it. He said, by all means, I will use all things that I might lead as many to the Messiah. And he didn't let what was the situations ever determine what he would do for God. If anybody had resistance, he did. Anybody he was put in jail. But he didn't let any situation stop his calling from God. There is no situation that can stop your calling from God if you don't let it stop it. He's the one who said, one thing I do, forgetting what lies behind, I press on to what is ahead, to the upward call. One thing I do, Paul always sought to move forward because he had a purpose and he knew it. That wasn't enough. He knew it, but he also lived that purpose. He had a mission and he set out to fulfill it. He was always setting out. He was always moving forward. He was always going on he was never afraid to step out to new things, new journeys. And he had a lot of obstacles and a lot of problems, but he got stoned, he gets up. He's in jail. He shares the gospel to more people to this day than he would ever share in his life. There were many people who would have been stopped by much lesser things. They would have given up. And if they did, they never would have accomplished the purpose that God called them to. Paul never gave up. He kept going. Obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, setback after setback, persecution after persecution, slander after slander against him, even in the church. Attack after attack, he kept going. He said, basically he said at one point, it doesn't really matter what people say about me. I stand before the Lord. And I press on. He pressed on because he knew his calling. He never forgot the moment God called him on that road. And even at the end of his life, he's remembering it like it was yesterday. I know my calling. And then he's the one who said, that I might know him. He was never content to say, I've gotten there yet. He said, I keep going for more. That I might know him, I press on. And so at the end of his life, he said, which most people don't say or can't say. He said, it wasn't like, oh no, I'm going to be dying. I'm going to be leaving this life. He didn't say that. He said, I have fought the good fight. I have run the race. I have finished the course. That's the way to complete your mission. That's the way to complete your life. He didn't just finish his life. He completed his mission. He accomplished his mission, the mission for which he was commended in the grace of God. So the question, what about you? Do you have a mission? Well, if you're born again, you do. You have a mission. You may not feel it. You may not even know it, but you do. You've got a mission. Paul, who was so called, he was the one who said, I pray that you live in a manner worthy of the high calling that's on your life. You've got a purpose. You've got a mission. Your entire life is your mission.
To find out how you can receive more of Jonathan's teachings, to receive special free gifts, or get in touch, go to hopeoftheworld.org or call toll-free 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's hopeoftheworld.org, or call 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's 1-800-937-4821. You can also get more at Jonathan Cahn's Facebook page, or write us direct at Hope of the World, Box 1111, Lodi, New Jersey 07644, USA.